Right here, right now, is all I ever want. All my yesterdays and my tomorrows are right here, right now. It's what I waited for. Now I can say this is the best day of my life. Right now, I want to step back.
Welcome back to 5A Girls of the SA Soccer Roundtable and the 50/50 podcast, third annual Bracketology show. This one we are doing 5A Girls. Joining me, as always, with the other three shows here and the two more left to go, Coach Cano, Coach Rafa, and Coach Steve. For that here. So thank you for tuning in. If you can please like and subscribe to both the 50/50 pod and to SA Soccer Roundtable YouTube channels and on major broadcasts. It would be much appreciated. Let's get into it. I've already made the first pick of this round here. I'm going to go ahead and claim Abilene High School will defeat Amarillo Polidoro.
Good pick.
I'm just going to roll that out. That out here.
Good pick.
But we got El Paso High School and Hanks in the second selection here.
Yeah, the Tigers will roll. Tigers will roll.
Amarillo High School and Lubbock Coronado.
Amarillo.
Yeah, Amarillo.
Bel Air and Chapin.
Be Bel Air over Chapin on. So ironically, this is one of those few where both schools are facing each other on both sides of the house. So, yeah, both of these matches will be played at Bel Air.
And Midlothian and Colleyville Heritage. I know on the boys' side we gave Colleyville Heritage some thing there, but Midlothian.
Yeah,
Midlothian. Colleyville could give them a game, but
yeah,
I think
they could also not give them a game. So I don't know, you know. So.
That one's going to be it. That's an interesting matchup.
I agree. I agree.
Because they've had Colleyville's made some deep runs in the last few years.
I think I just look at it a little differently if that's not a 1-4 matchup and, and they're a little bit closer, but, Midlothian's been so dominant this year.
Aledo and Trimble Tech.
Aledo.
Grapevine and Joshua.
Grapevine.
South Hills and Justin Northwest.
I think just in Northwest on this one.
We're right back in that debate with these same two districts here, right? So, yeah.
It doesn't change.
Northwest.
Diwali and was it Cantillo?
Canutillo, yeah. So big shout out there to Coach Stephanie Salzo. I think they avenged their first round defeat last year, and that is going to be a great 1-4 matchup though. So do not look at Canutillo.
Bracket buster last year.
Yeah, that was the very first game.
The playoffs.
Yeah. So they'll be ready. Talk about a team that's just they're a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more experienced, and got a chip on their shoulder. She'll have them ready.
Amarillo, Tascosa, or Lubbock, Monterey.
Monterey.
I think Monterey.
Yeah.
Andrus and Ysleta.
Andrus.
Wiley or Caprock. Amarillo, Caprock.
This could go either way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the edge to Abilene Wiley.
Wiley, yeah. Really big on this Arlington Heights squad. Really big on them.
So sorry, Granbury, you don't even get your name mentioned.
They're kind of having a special season, one of the best seasons they've had in a long time. What did you say? You're apologizing for Granbury.
Couldn't even get your name out, and you're gone.
Sorry.
See ya. Argyle and Midlothian Heritage.
Great first round matchup. So Midlothian Heritage making the jump up first year. Still very strong, underrated. Way more going on in terms of beyond their record. And Argyle's been consistent all year, man. I want to say.
I got Argyle.
I want to say Argyle.
Yeah, Argyle.
I want to say Argyle.
Wichita Fall Riders and Fort Worth Northside.
Ryder.
I like Ryder. Yeah.
And Burleson Centennial and North Richland Hills Birdville.
That's tough.
Yes.
Yes. Great matchup.
And I've had Burleson Centennial in my top 15.
Yeah.
I know they faltered a little bit towards the end. This is going to be a great game. I don't know where this game's being played at.
I'm gonna go Centennial.
I think so. Just a
Yeah.
little bit more.
It's going to be a challenge for them.
Yeah. Just a slightly bit more, maybe. We got a fifth member of the podcast here too. So.
He's giving his picks right now.
Rick picks all the Wildcats.
A little closer to Richland Hills. Yeah.
So which one do we decide?
Centennial.
What did we say? Did we say?
Burleson. Centennial.
Yeah. Okay.
Centennial.
Over to the other side, Lufkin and Longview Pine Tree.
I think Pine Tree.
Yeah. That's what I'm leaning. Pine Tree.
I'm assuming McKinley North over Crandall.
Yes.
Hallsville over Nacogdoches.
I'm gonna go Houseville.
Oh, yeah.
And Red Oak, I'm assuming, over Princeton.
Yes.
Yeah.
North Mesquite and Dallas White.
I think North Mesquite.
Yeah.
Frisco over Frisco Liberty or
Briscoe High
Frisco. Yeah.
Wilson and Adams. I think they play in the other on the boys' side as well.
Brian Adams. It's hard to go against Brian Adams, but yeah.
Or Wilson
Wilson.
Phillips.
Yeah, Wilson. No, they're actually Brian Adams, man.
Oh,
They're actually Brian
Brian-
Adams. Yeah, they're actually Brian. No. You're good. You're good.
Lebanon Trail or Lone Star.
Lebanon
Lebanon
Trail is a the newer school.
They're what, year two?
Year two. I
Year
think
two,
year two or
right?
three.
Is that right?
But look what they've done. But that District 9's, I think both 9th and 10 are the kind of the beasts, like the groups of death.
Well, they're both Frisco.
Yeah, they're all Frisco's.
It's one thing if we're having this conversation with given Frisco's position record, if we're like having that conversation in a regional quarterfinal versus a by district round, right?
First round. Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, does Frisco Lone Star get finished first if they're in District 10?
10. Yeah,
Because they get. I'll give the edge to Lebanon Trail. I think this is probably
yeah.
their breakout season.
Lebanon Trail.
Forney over Denison.
Yeah, Forney.
Forney.
Longview over New Caney Porter. Hesitation there.
Yeah,
It's a East Texas Houston area game.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with Longview.
Lucas Lovejoy over Corsicana.
Lovejoy.
Lovejoy.
Kingwood Park over Mount Pleasant.
K
Kingwood
Park.
Park.
K Park. Yeah.
Independence and Wakeland. I ain't picking this one.
I'm going Wakeland.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wakeland.
Hillcrest and West Mesquite.
Hillcrest. Yeah.
Reedy and Memorial for Frisco.
This one.
I got Reedy.
Rudy.
Yeah.
It'll be a
Let the record show.
yeah.
Let the record show that if this one goes the other way, that
You got Memorial?
yeah. Yeah, this is a very even matchup. This is in terms of in their districts, and but yeah. I mean,
But to become
it's not a stretch, obviously, either way.
to
but,
finish second in District 9 for 5A girls, it says a lot.
yeah,
As far as with the Reedy girls, just see if they've, they had a 2-1 loss to Wakeland, and actually they got swept by Wakeland. Reedy did.
what? Say that again.
For Reedy, they got swept by Wakeland.
Oh, by way. Okay, gotcha.
But they do have a tie with McKinney Boyd, and they have a 1-1 tie with Hebron, Louisville Hebron.
Yeah,
So they actually have a 1-0 win over Rockwall.
Memorial's the interesting one, just because their only losses on the year are in district, right? So, and then they got a ton of draws though. So,
And then with Memorial, they beat El Paso de Valle, they beat Ryder, tied Plano West. They did beat Cano. They blow out in Nevada Community. They did have a loss. 1-0 loss to Lebanon Trail. So
Okay.
it's gonna be a fairly even game.
Yeah. So let's just go Reedy.
Yeah, but Reedy I
Reedy's-
think has a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
Poteet, Mesquite Poteet or Dallas Sunset.
Poteet.
Poteet. Yeah.
So then coming back down in the area round, Mesquite Poteet or Frisco Reedy.
Good matchup. Good matchup.
Yeah, Reedy.
Hillcrest and Wakeland.
Wakeland.
Yeah.
Kingwood Park or Lovejoy.
K Park.
Longview or Forney.
I think Forney.
Slight edge Forney. I
Yeah.
think slight edge. Yeah.
Lebanon Trail and Dallas Wilson.
Lebanon Trail.
Frisco High and North Mesquite.
Frisco.
Frisco.
Red Oaks and Hallsville.
Red Oak.
McKinley North and Longview Pine Tree.
McKinney North.
McKinney.
Moving over to the other side, Wichita Falls Rioter or Burleson Centennial.
I think Burleson wins this one.
It's a tough matchup for him.
Yeah,
there.
it's a tough one. I
matchup.
think Burleson wins
Yeah.
this one.
Arlington Heights and Argyle.
I'm going to go Arlington Heights here.
I'm going Argyle.
I'm going to go Arlington Heights. You know, just tweeted
I
something.
think Argyle.
Tweeted their coach feels, there was an interview out there on there. We put that out there earlier today. Arlington Heights coach talking about being interviewed on the, Frogs today for TCU, and talking about this, just feels exceptionally confident about their team this year. So we'll see.
Andress and Abilene Wiley.
Andress.
The Valle and Monterey, Lubbock Monterey.
Lubbock Monterey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think slight edge here, Lubbock Monterey. Just they think their body of work. This is where Coach Sazo out of Del Valle. I know the big thing is being so dominant and unchallenged in their district that's going to be, can they get over that hurdle, right? So
Oh wait, there's another burger. Grapevine and Justin Northwest.
So Grapevine, as long as they have, my player that can launch the ball 40 yards, that is a legitimate, it's a legitimate threat in games. So yeah,
Grapevine.
Grapevine,
Midlothian or Alito.
Midlothian.
Midlothian.
Amarillo or Bel Air.
Amarillo
I'll go
High.
Amarillo, yeah.
And Abilene or El Paso.
Abilene.
I think, yeah, this is a tough one. So Coach Tiffany Van Hoos, who we've had on the podcast, El Paso was incredibly dominant, and then the last 4 or 5 games of the year, I don't entirely know what's going on there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say slight edge here, Abilene. So district champs for the first time in 31 years, and now here they are, potentially in the regional quarterfinal. Great job she's done there.
Great interview too.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Abilene or Amarillo. Sorry, my son texted me. Which one we go?
So the strength of district here becomes, because these are two teams that have not really
Face each other.
have not faced each other and have not really been here this far in a long time. I would
Both have played quality teams.
right.
I think the common opponent is Abilene. I don't know if they have a common opponent. Maybe one of the Lubbock schools. Because
Cooper or Monterey?
Usually, one of the Amarillo teams usually they go south and play.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
But they're playing Abilene. Nothing away from Amarillo, but Abilene is playing exceptionally well. Incredibly well coached. They are completely bought in. One of the biggest turnaround stories of the year in all of Texas high school soccer. I'm going to go with what I do know, and because in those two districts, it's hard to decipher. I'm going to go Abilene.
I got Amarillo.
One thing with Amarillo, they had a 2-2 tie with Wakeland. They beat Frisco Liberty. Had a loss with Capel. Tied Friendship. Friendship's another state ranked team. And the other loss was to Timber Creek. So they've played some quality teams, you know, and I think Amarillo's. I think I'm going to give Amarillo the edge on that one. Just who they've played.
Yeah.
I think they're a little more battle tested.
And they were in the regional quarterfinal last year. They lost to Lubbock Coronado.
Oh, were they in there this year?
Yeah, Amarillo was.
To who did they lose? It was Lubbock?
Lubbock Coronado.
Coronado. Okay.
Midlothian and Grapevine.
This could be a regional final or even a state final game that they're in Region 1 and 2.
I view Grapevine a lot like Wakeland in terms of until I get to that point where I just feel like I can't go with them, I'm not going to go against them.
Yeah, they're
So they're your Brownsville?
two-time region champion.
Yeah. No, they don't have enough names in the.
So two-time region champion
Yeah.
for Region 1.
Yeah, and they had, you know, not that they want to hear this, but that state title game last year versus Wakeland, you know, everybody thought they had it in the bag, and then it just, yeah.
Moving on, Lubbock, Monterey, and El Paso, Andres.
I think Andrews. No, not Andrews. I mean Monterey. I think Monterey just might have a little, just for who they've played. As far as non-district wise.
I think this is about where I saw Andrus either here or the next round. It just depended on the matchup, but I think, I can see Monterey here.
And Argyle or Burleson Centennial.
Even matchup game. I think.
So it seems like you give a lot of weight to Region 7.
Yeah, Argyle's really, since they've moved up, they've really turned like I said, they've really built a really good program
they have.
there. But they've always kind of fallen short. Maybe this is the year that, they kind of take a little bit deeper.
These are two districts that are relatively neck and neck with each other, though, too, and they're both runner-ups. And you look at their records, very similar.
They have a tie with Midlothian, during the season.
Well, you had the two winners here, and pretty much everybody rolled
runners,
Grapevine, and it just might be because it's Grapevine.
And
But
they
not
actually,
a lot of thought went with
and they actually they've played. Argyle has played Grapevine, and that was a 1-0 loss to Grapevine.
Maybe it's
And
the year for
3-0
Argyle.
and 3-0. So they played them twice. So those are only two games they've lost in district. District wise.
I'm going to take Argyle.
All right, Red Oak and McKinley North.
Going to be a great game, but it's going to be McKinney North.
Yeah.
Frisco Lebanon Trail and Frisco High.
I think the trail ends here. I think it'll be Frisco.
No pun.
No fun.
Raccoons.
Kingwood Park or Forney?
Kingwood.
Dallas versus Houston.
I know.
But Kingwood Park's
I think.
Yeah, but King Victor, they've been one of the best teams.
exception.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see Cape Park.
King
Yeah.
Park.
And Reedy or Wakeland?
Yeah, that's not your prototypical 15-7-2 squad there, but I think you're onto something here, though, Rafa, in terms of Reedy.
Reedy.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think this is
could see
Reedy's
Reedy.
year
Yeah.
as far as beating. So they'll eliminate the state champs there.
Reedy or Kingwood Park? And everybody speak up at once.
That's tough.
I'm waiting on these two before I end up being the tiebreaker.
I don't know. I think it's Reedy. To me, it's Reedy. I know Kingwood Park's got a great program, but
Yeah.
you look at the Frisco teams.
Steve's been
They're
Kingwood
so
Park.
battle tested.
Yeah. Just to
Kingwood
look,
Park for
I have, but
if you look at the amount of talent they have in that district, and a lot of them face each other in the off season when they play club ball.
Yeah.
So they're real familiar with each other and so forth. Kingwood Park maybe not have that, you know, in their for their district as far as
Yeah.
the players.
Yeah.
I don't as far as talent wise. Not saying that Kingwood's not talented because they are because they're 18-1, but I think Frisco sees more of that in that district and then also in the off season. So I think Reedy's going to
Yeah.
advance.
yeah, Frisco Reedy.
and then Frisco High or McKinley North.
It's just mirror images. That northeast Texas, northeast Dallas area matchup.
Have they faced each other yet?
Hold on, let me see here.
Just wondering in non-district.
I think for all the same reasons you argue Reedy, it's hard to go against Frisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually lost to Reedy 1-0.
No,
Actually,
they
twice.
played
They played them
McKinley North, January 12th,
Yeah.
won 2-1.
2-1.
Frisco did. And that was very early in the year.
And they have a 1-1 tie with Lake Travis. So, and they have a 2-1 win over Heritage. This is gonna be a good one,
Yeah.
but I think Frisco's gonna. I
Yeah.
think Frisco.
They got the pedigree.
Frisco's losses is as far as districts
Yeah.
only to Reedy.
Yeah, because McKinney North, their non-district loss was against Frisco Independence, which actually they finished in first in their district.
So we're going Frisco
Frisco.
Yeah.
and back over to Region 1. Amarillo and Grapevine.
Grapevine.
Shouldn't like that pick.
No.
Monterey or Argyle.
Argyle.
Yeah.
So here you go. Who do you
Grapevine.
got coming out of 1 and who do you got coming out of 2?
So I've got Grapevine coming out of 1, and then I'm
This is going to be.
gonna take Reedy.
So they split? Is that what you were saying?
No, Reedy won
Really won both
Both
games.
times?
both times.
Away
Yeah.
one.
See, but that also scares me, though.
Trying to beat
Because-
someone the third time.
Well, not just that. I think that's a given, obviously. But I think the fact that they beat Frisco twice and still ended up in the runner-up with three losses, So because it's the
Frisco.
yeah
Frisco.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he said. Yeah.
yeah that's what I said. Yeah, but my point is that Reedy still ended up with 3 district losses, so it's the extremes, right? Like
Okay, I
yeah,
get what you're saying.
yeah, styles make matchups. I get it, but it's the extremes, and they have to try to beat Frisco a third time.
But their 3 losses were against Wakeland twice and Lone Star once.
Yes, by virtue of that being in that, but
Yeah.
you can make that same argument for Frisco winning the district title, though, right?
So I've got Reedy.
So
I think Frisco wins this one.
yeah, I'm not going 3 in a row for Reedy.
I think they get it together.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're going.
Frisco.
Not sure. It's not- yeah. So Grapevine and Frisco for 1 and 2. Did you want to do a read?
yeah, real quick. So as Harry transitions us to region 3 and 4, so let us tell you about our good friends at Global Scarves. Global Scarves is the top provider of custom knitted scarves, beanies, and other fan merchandise in the U.S. All merch is fully custom with free design services and free shipping on all orders. For more information, you can contact them at info. You can email them at info@globalscarves.com. All right, again, that's info@globalscarves.com, and they can hook you up with any free designs, quotes, and they'll build it all out for you for your whether it's your school, club, program, anything you want to do custom. And if you also use the code #5050pod, That'll help kind of give you a priority as a customer, again, just for being a 50/50 podcast listener. So again, that's Global Scarves, and you can contact them at info@globalscarves.com.
All right, so I can't make the first one here because I don't think it's an obvious pick. Richmond Foster and Galenia Park.
Foster.
Yeah, I'd go Foster.
Mount Bellevue, Barbers Hill, and Santa Fe.
The Barbers Hill.
Milby and Rosenberg Lamar Consolidated.
Milby.
I don't know about that one.
Let's see, go back. Where's it? Oh, can't see the mic there.
That one could be your four upsetting one.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna research the kind of Milby's kind of little track record. Yes, they finished 17-1 in district. They had 3 losses, but they had 3 losses to Huntsville, Houston Heights, and then lost to Houston Waltrip. But as far as non-district, really no. Like maybe they had a 1-1 win, I guess, from PKs on Katy Cypress Lakes, but I think Cypress Lakes is one of the newer teams.
Yeah.
If you look at Lamar Consolidated, even though they're 12-10 and they finished 8-6, but they've played some of the tougher teams. Like they've lost to Full Shear, they lost to Foster,
Have they beat anybody?
El Campo, Splendora.
So that's the question, right? Enough to be
Yeah.
competitive,
They
but
did
can
beat
they?
Rockport, Fulton, girls. Just kind of measuring the districts. I think that District 20 is very competitive.
Yeah,
Not
right.
compared to to 19, but
So what do you got?
I mean
I got Milby. but-
Milby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with Milby, but this could be one of those games that you could see an upset here.
Angleton and Crosby, I'm assuming Angleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin and Richards and Bastrop.
And Richards.
Magnolia and Waco High.
Magnolia.
Georgetown over Austin Northeast.
Very strong Georgetown. Very strong Georgetown. Yep.
Lake Belton and Montgomery Lake Creek.
You got to see Lake Belton. Did
No.
you see the girls this year?
Girls last year, I think I saw them last year.
No. Okay. No, never
But
mind.
they had a good run last year. I think they'll win that game.
Yeah.
Friendswood and Baytown Goose Creek Memorial.
Yeah, Friendswood. They're the perennial power. They're in Houston for 5A.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Waltrip or Fort Bend Kempner.
That's another. See, that's another.
You're right back in that same argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kepner's going to win that one.
Yeah.
Port Neches Groves and Manville. I'm assuming Port Neches. Fulshire or Sharpston.
Full sheer.
Well, sure.
Fulshire. Belton and College Station High. I'm assuming Belton.
Belton. Yeah.
Georgetown Eastview and Austin McCallum.
Eastview.
ECU.
College Station A&M Consolidation or Kylene Ellison.
Consolidate. A&M.
Consolidated, yeah.
Austin Liberal Arts and Science or Pflugerville Hendrickson.
That's a tough one.
That's the. I'm leaning towards Hendrickson. To me,
Yeah.
I think Hendrickson's District 23. Like I said, you have
Not their
you have-
strongest team ever, but yeah, that's why they
Yeah,
find
you have
themselves at third
Eastview. You have
spot.
Eastview. You have
agree.
Georgetown.
Hendrickson.
Yeah.
So moving over to the other side here. Brownsville Veteran Memorial or Edinburgh Villa.
Veterans Memorial.
Gregory Porton Mission Vets Memorial.
Gregory Portland.
McAllen or Brownsville Porter.
McAllen Memorial.
Laredo Martin or Victoria West.
Martin.
I think Victoria West.
Think so?
Yeah, District 30 is not a strong district. I think Victoria West plays in a little tougher district with Gregory Portland, Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial.
Who do you think, Hector? Tiebreak. Laredo Martin or Victoria West?
Yeah. Well, we got more info on Victoria West. So,
Victoria West it is.
MacArthur or Castroville, Medina Valley?
Mac.
Mac.
That's going to be a competitive game because Medina Valley's played well against like Southwest. Mac's kind of turned. I think the move down from 6A to 5A has helped. Even though they've lost a couple games against Alamo Heights, but I think that and Jefferson, but I think Mac will have the edge on this one.
Leander Rouse over Bernie Champions?
Speaking of competitive matches, so that's the one thing I was saying, right? We talked about on a few episodes back of Inside Texas High School Soccer. If I'm a 1 seed, I do not want to see Bernie Champion as a 4 seed, not your prototypical 4 seed. So that's a tough one because I think Coach Walters, Carol Walters, she's gonna have them ready. We know they're playing that game at Rouse. Yeah, at Rouse. So that's something to factor in.
I've got Rouse.
If they're healthy, this is going to be a very close game.
You got a bracket buster here? What do you think?
I think this could be a possibility. I'm going to lean more to Rouse.
Okay.
But what Bernie did last year, they have the experience. They know how to take down the quote unquote the giant. Mm-hmm. I think Rouse cannot overlook, even though the game's at home. The pressure really is on Rouse, not on Bernie Champion.
Yeah, no doubt.
And Bernie Champion with playing loose with nothing to lose makes them a very dangerous team.
Dangerous. Yeah.
So if you have a bracket buster, this could be the one here. Yeah. I'm gonna lean over to Rouse, but don't be surprised if Bernie Champion pulls off a stunner.
Yeah.
Jefferson or McCollum?
They actually played last year. So this is a rematch, and I was at that game last year. Jeff McCollum had some talent, but they just couldn't overcome the early goals. So I'm going to go with Jeff.
And then a sneaky match. Rafa's number 1, Smithson Valley, Liberty Hill. 25 is usually tough. Liberty Hill's solid, but assuming Smithson Valley.
Yeah. Definitely sneaky, but Jason Atkins going to have them ready. Just a very, very strong squad.
Moving up, La Jolla Warriors Lincoln or Corpus Christi Vets Memorial?
I'm going to go with Vets Memorial.
McAllen over Donna North?
McAllen.
Flower Buff or Laredo Nixon? Oh, wow. You guys see more in that 3-6 record than I do.
Yeah, we do.
Harlingen South or McAllen Row?
South. It'll be a competitive game, but South will win it.
Piper and Leander. This is another one.
This is going to be a good game.
Where is this one being played again?
I think that one's played in San Marcos, I believe.
This is the one that I know Rafa and I were discussing.
Yeah, I don't have
I think the key to this game is how much experience does Leander have, what they've done. And I don't know if this is their first year back into the playoffs.
Full stadium in Leander.
So it's at Leander.
Yep. Tough.
Leander for me.
And we actually have one of Leander's players is actually playing with, it's going to be playing for UHE, where I work for, one of their top players. This is going to be a close one, I think.
Leander, or who do you think?
I'm going to leave Leander because it's a home game. Mm-hmm. But I think if Piper can get ahead and not make the mistakes that they made, with Smithson Valley, and also don't get shell shocked like what happened with them with Canyon. Mm-hmm. If they can get a lead and maintain it, I think they can pull it off. But I'm going to lean a little over to Leander because it's a home game for them.
And I'm assuming Heights over Southwest Legacy.
Correct.
Cedar Park or Canyon?
Canyon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Southwest and Edison?
Southwest.
So coming back down Southwest and Canyon.
Canyon.
Canyon looks good, that game that I saw.
Yeah, it's
They were right
with,
there.
with Canyon, in that match versus Cedar Park. Is it going to be the Canyon that I saw multiple times this year, and last saw them against Piper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they going to, or is it going to be, they're a tough squad. A couple things didn't go their way. Is it going to be the squad that kind of was derailed late in the game by just a very experienced Smith and Valley, right?
Well, they were there. They were right there with Smith and Valley, in that match.
Well, the first half,
Right.
the first half they
First
were,
half.
but it was clear it was all Smith and Valley second half. It was so.
Heights and Leander. I'm assuming this one's going to be a discussion, or no?
I think Alamo Heights will win, then a close one.
Harlingen South or the Power Corpus Christi Flyer Bluff.
Harlingen.
McAllen and Betts Memorial.
That's
for-
going to be a good game.
It will.
But I
I'm
think McAllen.
Going Mac High, yeah.
Smithson Valley and Jefferson.
Smith and
Valley.
Sorry, Steve.
Valley.
Leander Rouse and MacArthur.
Rouse.
Yeah, these two have been on a collision course. So, yeah.
Victoria West and McAllen Memorial.
The McAllen Memorial wins that one.
And Gregory Portland or Brownsville Veterans Memorial.
Gregory
Greater
Portland.
Portland.
So back over here. Richmond Foster or Mount Bellevue Barbers Hill.
Foster.
Milby or Angleton.
Angleton.
Yeah, Angleton.
And Richards or Magnolia.
I got Richards.
I think Magnolia.
It's hard to go against the governor, man. I don't know.
Magnolia did have a run last year.
They did. They've been a little bit more quiet this year.
Yeah.
I think it seems like, in spite of their great record, their solid record.
Yeah, they won the Region 3 last year.
Yeah.
But Richards has put a really good season together so far.
I give a slight edge here, I guess, Magnolia, just a little bit more on what I know.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
And Georgetown or Lake Belton.
Georgetown.
Georgetown.
Friendswood or Fort Bend Kipner.
Friendswood.
Port Neches Groves and Lamar Fulshire.
End of the road here, man, PNG. It's going to be, see this being PNG.
Belton and Georgetown Eastview.
I like Belton here.
Oof.
I like Belton.
Yeah.
And College Station A&M Consolidated versus Pflugerville Hendrickson.
A&M.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back up to the top. Friendswood and, oh no, all the way to top. Foster or Angleton.
Foster.
Foster.
And Magnolia or Georgetown.
Georgetown run
Georgetown.
continues, man. Yeah.
And the bottom, Friendswood or Port Neches Groves.
It's a good matchup.
I'm going to go Port Neches.
I think this might be P&G's chance.
Could be. Yeah.
And Belton and College Station, A&M.
Belton. Belton.
I could see that.
Yeah, Belton.
Bottom half, McAllen Memorial or Gregory Portland.
GP.
Yeah, GP. That's going to be a good game. It'll be close.
And Smithson Valley, Leander Ross.
Yeah. I'm going to go.
Smithson Valley.
Depends on where that game's played.
I think it's just the edge experience Smith Valley squad that has 13 seniors.
So yeah, I'll go with SV.
Harlingen South or McAllen?
McAllen.
And Canyon or Heights?
What am I looking at here? Ah,
Former district rivals.
Heights.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so to get to
That's going to be a great matchup right there.
And that's in
Heights or
Brownsville.
McAllen? Yeah, it's in
No.
Brownsville Sports Park, yeah.
Yeah, Heights and McAllen.
Heights.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Heights.
It's
It's gonna be a very competitive
Slight
game.
edge, yeah.
Smithson Valley or Portland?
Smithson
Smith Valley.
Port Neches Groves or Belton?
I'm gonna go with Belton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see this is where PNG's run ends. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, Belton.
And then the top, Foster or Georgetown? Everybody seems very high on Georgetown.
Georgetown. Georgetown. They're trying to set up the ultimate home field advantage, man. Great matchups.
So Region 3, Region 4.
So could see this being the end of the line here for Belton. Georgetown's incredible run continues, and same thing. I mean, we got
Smithson Valley.
3 of our 4 squads here are undefeated. Right here. Yeah, slight edge, Smithson Valley.
Slide?
Oh, yeah, I mean it's.
Heights still they're
You can't
still-
look past.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't look
No,
past
no.
them.
yeah. I mean it's just we know it is what it is in terms of being just not being challenged in district play, but yeah,
It'll be Smithson Valley.
yeah.
Coach. Well, Harry, it'll be Smithson Valley.
Oh, Smithson Valley?
Freudian slip.
So what is the final 4 there, Steve?
So for Region 1, it's going to be Grapevine. Region 2, Frisco. Region 3, Georgetown. And Region 4, Smithson Valley.
Good deal. And that's going to do it for 5A, right?
That'll be for 5A
5A.
girls. Yeah, next
5A
up will
girls.
be
6A girls.
6A, probably about 6:15, 6:20ish.
Yeah.
And did you want to do a read or the video go on?
No, good deal. Thank you again for joining us. We'll be coming back to you, as Harry mentioned, about 15, 20 minutes or so. And we will start off with our 6A girls, the last of our 2 broadcasts coming your way. So, Harry, just go ahead, take us away with the video.
College Promoters USA, founded and located in San Antonio, operates as the only family-owned college recruiting company in Texas that brings a truly professional, local, and face-to-face approach to area high school student athletes and their families. As the lead sponsor and proud supporter of the 50/50 podcast, alongside Coach Hector Cano, College Promoters is proud to be elevating its support for the college soccer recruiting process more than any other service in the country. If your son or daughter is serious about competing in college soccer, call College Promoters USA directly at 210-494-6363 or visit collegepromotersusa.com anytime. College Promoters USA, the best investment a parent can make in their high school student athlete.